Good day everyone, my name is Site Laboratorybahian and today I am going to show you my video for Site Laboratory. The first one that I made is the coconut vinegar. The first thing that I did is I prepared the bottle and the enclosure that I'm going to use. I wash it in soapy water, then I sterilize it for 10 minutes. As what you can see on the video, I am starting to boil the water. The bottle that I've used is bigger than the pot that I'm using in sterilizing. That's why I grab a ladle and put water on it on the outside and on the inside of the bottle. The next thing I did is I strained the fresh coconut water to filter it from the dirt and the impurities. After straining the fresh coconut water, I proceed in mise en place. And what you see on the video is I already mixed the sugar and the coconut water and I let it boil for 5 minutes to make sure that the sugars are dissolved in coconut water. On what you can see on the screen, you can see that I already mixed the yeast in the solution, but before I put the yeast in the coconut vinegar, I make sure that it is already cool, and then after that I put it in the container. And on this part of the video, it is already fermented for 7 days and I already decant this and put the apple cider vinegar. After a month, I pasteurize the vinegar in bottle before using it and before passing it to our professor. Now you can see the final product of my coconut water vinegar with label. The next thing I did is the pickled chayote. You can see on the video that I am preparing my jars and enclosure. I wash it in soapy water before sterilizing it for 10 minutes. And after that, I lay the jars on a tray with a clean dry towel to dry up. After cleaning the jars that I'm going to use in this pickled chayote, I cleaned the vegetable first by washing them, and after that, I started cutting it and doing mise en place for all the ingredients that I'm going to use in pickled chayote. The first vegetable that I cut is the chayote. I cut it and mix it with salt, then let it stay for 30 minutes, and then after that, I squeezed it gently to remove the excess water. And the cutting technique that I've used here is julienne, and I also use julienne technique in all the vegetable that I use. After cutting the chayote, I proceed in cutting the carrot and then all in the rest of the ingredients like the garlic, the pepper, green and red, the ginger, and I already put a salt for chayote. I measure all the ingredients based on the given recipe to us. After cutting and measuring all the ingredients, I proceed on working on the pickling solution. In a saucepan, on a medium fire, I put the vinegar, sugar, black peppercorn, and salt, and then mix well until sugar and salt are dissolved, and I let it boil for 5 minutes. After working on the pickling solution, I squeeze the chayote gently to remove the water, and after that, I mix all the vegetables together in a large bowl, then fill the sterilized jar up to its neck loosely. After putting all the vegetables in their jar, I put a pickling solution. I pour it in the jars filled with vegetables up to its neck, making sure it will not reach the cup and the enclosure. And after that, I cover and seal the jar. The next food that I made is the salted eggs. In a saucepan, I combine the water and salt and I allow it to boil over medium heat for 10 minutes, and I made sure the salt is completely dissolved. After boiling, I remove it in the heat and let it cool completely. After it cooled down, I place the eggs in a large container and I add the brine solution, making sure the eggs are fully submerged. I weigh down the eggs using a plastic bag filled with water. I cover it and keep in a cool, dry place for about 20 days. After 20 days, I drain the eggs from the solution and I cook it without a color. I place eggs in a pot and enough water to cover it. Over a medium heat, I bring it to boil and I uncovered it for about 20 to 25 minutes or until hard boiled. And lastly, I made a thyme and oregano tea. I bought a store-bought herbs and spices. I brought a 15 grams of oregano and 15 grams of thyme. And after that, I mixed those two. And after mixing those two, I measured it and put it in tea bags.